Welcome to Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement, part of the Treehouse Podcast Network. I'm your host, retired officer Steve Rutherford. Co-host for today's show, Detective Curtis Hadley.
Great to be here, guys.
And we're joined by two guests on today's show. In studio, we are joined by Deputy Johnathan Hale.
How are y'all?
And joining us remotely from Killeen, Texas, we've got retired officer John Luna.
Hello, everybody.
So welcome to the show, guys. And, you know what, we can go ahead and let's get the let's get the elephant out of the room here.
Let's do it.
This is take 2 on today's show because someone forgot to hit the record button on the first take. So I refer to it as practice.
Oh, yeah, it was a great run through.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah.
It happens. It happens, man. It makes it funny.
Yeah.
Not at the time, later.
Yeah, not at the time. Yeah.
Months later.
Months later, we can laugh about this. So, Johnathan, let's get to you first. You are currently a deputy, and what agency do you work for?
The Wise County Sheriff's Office.
Okay, and how long have you been at Wise County?
For a short time, just 3 months. And prior to that, I worked for the North Lake Police Department and then military police and the Marine Corps.
Good deal. Thank you for your service. Again, since we're having to record this the second time
Thank
here.
you again.
So still appreciate your service. Thank you. Now, what kind of positions do you hold within those agencies you work for?
As far as the civilian side goes with Wise County and North Lake, I've just been on patrol.
Okay.
When I was in the Marine Corps, obviously I guess it's not so obvious, but I was on patrol like we normally would here. And then I got to participate in extra stuff such as color guard and stuff like that and travel around. So it was pretty
nice. Neat. Well, very good. And John, you are a retired officer, correct?
Correct.
And how long have you been retired?
6 years now.
Outstanding. Do you are you adjusting?
Very well. Yes. It's a different kind of stress from the law enforcement world. In fact, that means there's no stress. So it's all good.
Wow. Yeah, that's nice. You know, it's a change of pace, certainly. I mean, I haven't been retired quite a year yet, but it's been a welcome change.
Yeah.
It is nice. Glad I had the opportunity to serve, but I'm enjoying retirement. Now, John, what agency did you work at?
So I retired from Grapevine Police Department. And before that, I worked for San Marcos Police Department. And so I started my career back in 1985, back in the old days, when they still issued revolvers. But no, I enjoyed it. In fact, one of the craziest things about my career is I never had an FTO until I went to Grapevine.
And so actually your entire time at San Marcos, you didn't have a training officer?
Never did. Yeah. I was a reserve officer, so we had a training program there. But when I applied full time and I got hired, I went one day from being a reserve officer to being a full-time officer.
That's really not a bad way to go there.
Yeah.
But
it was fun.
But once you got to Grapevine, then you were assigned a training officer?
Yes. Yeah.
Dude.
In fact, because of my years, I was the only new officer that had all corporals for FTOs. Everybody else had the officer FTO.
Now let me ask you this. Since you didn't have a training officer when you were in San Marcos, for how many years in San Marcos?
11 years.
So
wow.
So for 11 years, you never had a training officer. Whenever you got to Grapevine, you got a training officer. Did you find out that you'd been doing everything right for the previous 11 years?
Yeah, pretty much. But it's a different story from when I hit the streets and then when I went to the police academy 6 months later. Then I learned some of the things I wasn't really the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't do it like that. Yeah. Yeah. Then that's what I was getting at. Any major revelations whenever you finally get paired up with a training officer. Now, what kind of opportunities did you have at the agencies you worked at?
Oh, I had so many, and I was very fortunate. I did mounted patrol in San Marcos. I was a narcotics detective. I even got to do ATV lake patrols in Grapevine, but I was a member of the Honor Guard for over 20 years, and I was a trained SWAT negotiator. And the highlight of my career was 10 weeks at Quantico when I was able to attend the FBI National Academy. And it's training for commanders, police commanders, but you develop these relationships, these networks throughout the world, literally.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then my last 10 years, I was a captain over the investigation division, which I had 23 people in my division.
So over in Grapevine, you retired as captain over investigations.
Yes.
Good deal. Now, and in Grapevine, one thing that caught my attention, you said you were able to do ATV patrol around the lake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That sounds like fun. Curtis, you ever get to do ATV patrol?
Not on patrol. No, not in my job. I mean, I love riding ATVs, but no, I bet that'd be a lot of fun.
Well, it was. And the best part about it is it was overtime. So you signed up for it. And if you weren't there, as soon as it got posted, it was gone because everybody jumped on that.
Oh, I bet.
So it was overtime. You not only got paid to do this, you got extra paid to do this.
Yes.
Was it a four-wheeler, like sitting on it, or was it like a side-by-side? What kind of vehicle was it?
Yeah, no, it was a four-wheeler. Yeah. And
hell yeah.
Had to get certified. Yeah, it was really good. And I tell you what, and that's one thing I bragged about Grapevine. We really didn't have many problems in our parks, but that's because we always had a presence there. And I truly believe that's why.
I just show them my man card, go, where's the ATV? I got this.
Yeah.
You know?
Show up like you run the place.
Yeah.
Hey, give me one of them four-wheelers.
They would, if they gave me the ATV and said go out and patrol, they would probably get calls going, hey, could we get some officers out here? This guy's going nuts on a four-wheeler, and we're not sure if he's a cop or not.
Yeah, there. See, that would be a little too much fun at work.
It would.
That might make it fun instead of work.
Well, I mean, same thing. I mean, you talk to some of the marshals there in Fort Worth that do the lake patrol. I'm like, they pay you to get in a boat and just drive around all day? I mean, that's crazy to me.
You'd see me walking down the dock with my duty bag, and I'd have my fishing pole with me. I'm going on patrol.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't work out well. But, you know, that brings up a story. I was out fishing on one of our nearby lakes here, and is Lake Ray Roberts. And I had a friend of mine that he was also an officer. He and his wife were with me, and we're having a good time out there fishing. We ended up moving to a different location. Well, Lake Patrol comes flying up, and if it serves me correctly, it was Denton County guys. And as they come pulling up, they're like, hey, sheriff's office, we're going to do a safety check. We're like, fine, just so you know, we're all armed. And, just to give them the heads up. And as they approached my boat, they looked at my friend that was with me, and they're like, hey, you taught my intermediate Spanish class. Like, yeah, we're a couple of cops out here fishing. We ended up having a great conversation with them. But it's funny, middle of the lake, run into a group like that.
If you fish on duty, would it be a tactical box or just a tackle box?
Tactical box.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And is there a place on your duty belt for your fishing pole? Just
Where your flashlight you normally
Get your
go,
little
Chef?
pocket pole.
pocket pole. Yeah.
Oh.
Take out your flashlight, insert fishing pole. Okay. Yeah, I could not do lake patrol. I probably couldn't do ATV patrol either. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Well, you know what? As we're going through this list, probably couldn't do mounted patrol either.
No.
So, wait, anything strange ever happened with the mounted patrol, John?
No, but it was kind of one of the things, and I shouldn't say I enjoyed it, but actually I did. You get around some of these tough guys that were in the parks, and you just act like your horse is about to get away from you and swing around that rear end, and you see these big tough guys turn into, they get all upset. Hey man, your horse is going to kick me, and just put them in check,
Hey, I'm sorry, I can't control the horse. It's got a mind of its own, whatever. Yeah, no, that would be fun. You ever used your horse to push someone up against a car or anything? Because we've seen a couple of those videos on TV.
Yeah. No, I haven't done that, but actually they teach you to frisk somebody without dismounting, and that was pretty cool.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is really interesting. So what you do is you have them grab the hair on the horse's mane, and then of course you lower the neck of the horse, and then once they grab the mane, you pull up on it, so it stretches them up, and then you just reach around and pat around the belt. Of course, you can't get down to their ankles, but yeah, you just check around their belt and make sure they're not armed.
Okay. I learned something today.
Yeah, it keeps the horse from getting frisky.
Yeah, unless you had a really short horse, it would work.
Oh, and
Quarter horse?
only a quarter of a horse. Oh. That's pretty rough there, Curtis.
I try.
Now, Johnathan, I'm going to ask you about something. I understand you've made a publication before in regards to a call you were on. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
What agency were you working for when that happened?
Wise County.
Oh, so just
Recently then.
It's pretty recent.
Okay, I must ask, are you issued a body camera at the Wise County Sheriff's Office?
Unfortunately. Are you going to go request the video?
This was within 3 months. I think we got a shot at this one.
Open records request?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
If we could get the date, the time, and the location.
And the report number, please.
And the report.
Well, unfortunately, open records burned down, so we can't do that.
Well, there's always a cloud, I promise you.
Well, tell us what happened.
So it was on nights, and we get dispatched to a prowler outside. Me and my buddy are just sitting in the sheriff's office. He's got to go get gas, and we're kind of looking at the notes and just said someone is outside and possibly under a trailer. And we were just thinking, nah, there's no way. There's no way.
Not a chance.
So-
Someone's going to underneath the trailer.
You just wouldn't think about it, right? With all the spiders and stuff, I'd be like, absolutely not. And so I'm cruising down the road, and it just so happened my sergeant was maybe 3 minutes out from there on the other side of the county. And I just start seeing these notes pop up because I didn't hear him check on. And the notes are, hey, there's someone crawling around under the trailer, not following commands. And
So your sergeant is there.
Oh, he's on scene already.
yeah, he made it on scene. I was shocked because I was like, I didn't realize you were right there. And I didn't hear him check on.
And he's got a non-compliant person there giving him verbal commands.
Correct.
And they're not responding.
And they are under a trailer.
And under trailer.
A trailer house.
We
Sorry.
cannot forget the trailer house part of
Yeah.
this.
It's better than being on the bus, I promise you.
Well, so I called him, and because I wanted to make sure, I called him. I was like, hey, do you actually have someone under there? He's like, yeah, there's someone under here. So then I get on the radio, and I start hauling butt over there, and a couple other guys start hauling butt over there. And we get there, and sure enough, there's a big old girl under this trailer. And so we had to, that trim around the trailers, kind of make it look
Underpinning?
more, make it look more like a house. We had a piece of that moved away, and she just sitting under there, and we kept on telling her, like, hey, come out. And she wouldn't come out. She kept on telling us that her were too big, so she couldn't get out.
Could be a problem.
I didn't see that one coming. Did you?
Well,
Neither one of them.
trust me, it gets worse.
Get out our bus.
This made publication? This story here?
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. I apologize. I apologize.
Yeah, no, and so we have a little taser pointed out. We got pointed at her, tell, hey, come out. And we're trying to guide her with the laser on the taser, telling her, hey, follow the laser.
Like a cat.
Follow the well, we thought. Well,
Kitty.
like a cat chasing a
it
laser.
didn't quite work because, she was like, oh, I'm stuck. And so, she just kept refusing to come out. And so me and another guy, we threw our vest off and took out some more paneling and started crawling after her. And
So now you're crawling underneath this house.
I'm now under the trailer, and I didn't know at the time. She's covered in mud, and it's all wet and nasty, and I didn't realize it at the time, but she had broke a sewer line. So
this is where the story goes to crap.
yeah, it was pretty crap. And so anyhow, we both get under there. We're chasing after her, and my buddy went through the crappy pile of mud, and like it was a puddle of shit. It was just
Sewage.
disgusting.
Yes.
And so he's crawling after her, I'm crawling after her, and it's just a mini chase until we get to the very end. And, we're just wrestling with her, trying to get her hands and everything like that. And mind you, the entire time she's screaming at us, someone shoved meth up my butt. And that's why she's acting the way she was. And she was shocked that we were chasing her and not going after the guy that shoved meth up her butt.
I think this is a good time for a public service announcement. Don't do drugs.
And don't put them up your butt.
Usually doesn't go well. And so we chased her to the other end of the trailer. They had pulled out another panel, and they were dragging her out, and she's screaming and hollering, and so we get her out. We got her handcuffed under the trailer, and then they had dragged her out, and we're trying to get her to the car, and her breasts are just flying out of her shirt. She didn't have no bra on or nothing, and she looked like a wild hog.
I do like how you loosely use the word chase. I chased her. You were low crawling against her. I mean, how fast was this?
Through sewage.
You'd be surprised. She actually started moving pretty quick when she realized we were under there.
There's some slippery
Yeah, just. And we got her in the back of the car, and she's just flopping around. You'd think there's a cow back there the way she's shaking my car. And we got her back to the jail, to the Sally Port, and taking pictures and everything like that. And she has no pants on. She had kicked those off when we were trying to get her to the car. And if you look in the back of my car, you would have thought someone got 2 bags of sand, like big bags, and just threw it back there. It looked insane.
Was this hopefully at the end of your shift?
Yeah.
No, this is actually probably around 10 at night. So.
Oh my gosh!
But she got the nickname Sewer Sal.
Sewer Sal. Wow. And this story got in a publication.
The sheriff posted it, and I guess I didn't realize it was on the messenger, but the sheriff posted it on his website, and
well, good for him. It needs to be out there. I mean, that's a good story to put out there.
Referring back to Sheriff Lane Aiken, who's going to retire in January, who was a guest on our show here just a few weeks ago.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. John, ever chased anybody through sewage?
Not that I remember. I'm sure there's been similar incidents, but not to that level.
Yeah, I can say that I haven't either. That was the first sewage pursuit I believe we've had on the show.
Well, you notice the sergeant wasn't doing it. It was like, all right, boys, this is all you. Yeah, I promoted for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of how that works.
I was wondering because, the sergeant didn't go underneath, right?
No.
Somebody's got to hold the beer.
You're listening to Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. Visit us online at offbeatcopshow.com.
Planning for the future is challenging, and getting where you want to go in life requires strategies built around your unique financial needs. Alexander Financial Management is here to help you reach your goals. As fiduciaries, Alexander Financial Management will pursue the best solutions for you, no exception. While their decades of experience and service are available to everyone, Alexander Financial especially wants to help first responders and their families. The founder is a former police officer, and the executive team includes a retired fire captain and a retired police officer. Their extensive background in public service gives a deep understanding of the public retirement systems of Texas. So for retirement planning, investment strategies, life insurance, and estate planning, Alexander Financial Management has your back, so you can look forward. Get more info at alexfm.com. That's alexfm.com. Investment advisory services offered through Transcend LLC, a registered investment advisor. TE3 and Alexander Financial are not affiliated entities. Insurance products and services are not offered through TE3, but are offered and sold through individually licensed and appointed agents.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. I'm your host, retired Officer Steve Rutherford. Co-host for today's show, Detective Curtis Hadley.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We're joined by 2 guests today. We've got 1 guest joining us in studio. We've got Deputy Johnathan Hale.
How are we doing?
And joining us remotely from Killeen, Texas, we've got retired Officer John Luna.
Hey, folks.
Now, this segment of Offbeat, sponsored by our good friends at Alexander Financial Management. If you have questions about retirement planning, investment strategies, life insurance, or estate planning, check out Alexander Financial Management at alexfm.com. Now, Jonathan, one thing you did mention to us during the break is in regards to your sewage story in that first segment. There was a detail that you left out. What is that detail?
Well, we were using water bottles provided to us by Runaway Bay to get the sewage off of us. And when my buddy was rinsing himself off, he noticed that he had a turd on his arm.
Oh.
And, that took a little bit more than a water bottle to get off. It was stuck on there.
Oh.
So you finished your shift in the same uniform?
No. We went home and showered.
Okay, thank God.
They let us go home and shower, but it's pretty stuck on there. I didn't help him either.
You know,
it should have been a Charmin commercial.
It would have been a great Charmin commercial.
maybe just, I don't.
Extra strong.
I think I would have just set up a perimeter and waited it out. You know, just have her wait till she comes out.
Yeah.
For that one. Maybe I don't know.
Well, she seemed happy under there.
Put a water bottle and maybe some potato chips out there and just wait for her to get hungry.
The bowl cat food.
Yeah.
She'll eat when she gets hungry, boys. Oh, okay, John. Let's get on to you. You've served quite a bit of time in law enforcement, and I know you've got some stories over your time there. And you mentioned something to me about how you used to, as a rookie, you always had to do all the bookends.
Yeah, back in the old days, the rookies always got stuck with all the fun duties. And since I was the only rookie on day shift, I got the weekends, both Saturday and Sunday, and any holidays. And so I'd have to go back there, fingerprint them. If they were felonies, do palm prints. And but one of the things, especially this could be more appropriate with Thanksgiving coming up, but one of the things I used to do, and I just did this on my own, making lemonade, right? So when I was doing the fingerprinting during Thanksgiving time, I would actually do palm prints of everybody. And then
I didn't know where this was going.
And I'd put a beak and feet on them. And the reactions were really funny. About 1/3 of them would just die laughing, and they would say, "I'm going to give this to my mom." And another third would,
so
they were
sweet.
indifferent, they didn't care. And the other third just kind of got mad, because of course I got their palms all black with ink. But hey, I had fun.
It reminds me of kindergarten.
Exactly.
So these guys you're letting them leave with a copy of their fingerprints all decorated and all that, and they're just going to go home and show mom. Look,
Yeah.
Mom, when I was incarcerated last night, look what I made.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. We can show this to all the relatives in the show. Come for Thanksgiving. Hang it on the fridge at the house.
Look what little Johnny did.
Look what little Johnny did when he was incarcerated. Oh. Now you also mentioned dinner with family at night.
Yeah, so when I was on evening shift, and of course all of us know that have worked the swing shift, that when you're doing evening shift, you start, late afternoon and you don't get home till the middle of the night. So my family and I made it a point. I was a young father. My daughter was 5 at the time, and we would once every week we'd go out somewhere to a restaurant and have dinner together. That was important to us as a family. And my daughter, kid never had a shy bone in her body, but she would always ask me for the badge stickers. And she would go throughout the restaurant and ask any kid there if they wanted a badge sticker. And I mean, every time, and sometimes it was like 15 to 20 minutes that she's walking around handing out all these stickers. But she enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. It just became a tradition, if you will, every time we got together for dinner.
Man, that's sweet. Because, I'm assuming, and, assumptions get you killed, right?
Yep.
I would guess that most agencies had the badge stickers. We had them in my last agency in Farmers Branch. And, you're out there on patrol, you pull in somewhere, you get surrounded by kids. Have stickers, have stickers.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Wise County, you guys have stickers?
I have some my buddy gave to me. I'm not sure if we have official ones or not, but it says Wise County on them.
Yeah, because the kids love those things.
But Northlake did. So
okay.
I make it a point, not because I work at school as well. I make it a point that I'll give stickers out to the end of the year, because if you give one sticker out, it's over with. I mean, I already get asked 15 times a day in as it is, but I'm saying I always wait to the last week of school and I'll give them all stickers in.
Yeah, you gotta have enough stickers for everybody.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Now, John, as with most officers, most officers have a story about dealing with people that tend to be naked. Have you ever encountered a naked person on the job?
I had 2 occasions, one male, one female, but the male was the interesting one. I was driving by a parking lot in San Marcos. Obviously, there's a large university, Texas State University, and they have their own police department. And I saw 2 officers as I was driving by, and it looked like they were out with the guy not wearing any clothes. So I pull in there because I know they don't experience that as often as we did in the San Marcos PD, and pulled up there, and I was wrong. He wasn't completely naked. He had white socks and white chucks on, but nothing else.
Okay, so he wasn't naked. He had on his socks and shoes.
I knew he was going to say socks.
He had on socks and shoes.
Yeah. Anyway, so they were just going back and forth, and they weren't doing anything. And I just looked at them and I said, "Do you mind if I take this?" And they're like, "Go ahead." And I asked him a few questions, and he answered with a long string of expletives. And anyway, so that was it. So I just turn around, you're under arrest. And you could smell the alcohol on him. So he was going to jail for public intoxication. And man, I got him in my car. I'm taking him to jail, which is probably, a good 10-minute drive. And he is screaming top of his lungs, just cursing at me the entire time. So to mitigate that experience, I just turned on my Good Tunes radio and I turned it on full blast. And the song that just happened to be playing at the time was by that group Offspring, and it's "Keep 'Em Separated." And what was funny about it is he is cussing, and every time the refrain came on, "You got to keep them separated." He would stop cursing at me and sing the refrain every time.
You can't hear that song and not sing it.
You're right. So anyway, that was just very bizarre, but anyway, it was interesting. And then by the time we got to the jail, we were good buddies. So he was all happy. He was going to jail, and I went about my business. So.
I've always wanted to, if you have one of those calls and you walk up there and they're just stark naked, and you walk up and so, you got any ID on you? I mean, do you see pockets anywhere?
If they do retrieve ID, you don't want it.
We'll snap a picture of it.
Yeah, no, you hang on to that. I'm amazed that you rolled up to the campus where those 2 campus officers had him detained, and you offered to take it. I think most people would have run the other way.
It's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, it's yours. Finders keepers. You catch it, you clean it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know what it is in the profession, but you will always encounter naked people at some point in time.
Especially if you were training, you tell guys, hey, if something stupid comes up like that, we're getting the rookie out there. Because everybody, I don't think you can talk to a single police officer out there and they have not experienced something with a naked call or whatever, So
and well, some of them are humorous. Some of them you just I don't.
No.
Yeah.
No, I had a supervisor on shift one evening, and I answered a call, and it was a younger female that was reported naked at the hospital. She was laying out in the ER, laying on the bench, and she was naked. And so I got dispatched to it. And of course, the supervisor's tied up on something else. But but anyways, I sacked this girl up for PI. I mean, straight up, she's intoxicated, and so got her to the jail. While supervisor heard all the notes and knew I was going 60 with her, if you will, transporting her to the jail. And by the time I got to the Sally Port, he's leaning up against the jail door and everything.
Nonchalant.
I thought you might need some help.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, yeah, no, thanks. The hospital gave us a sheet to wrap her up in. So sorry. Sorry there, buddy. But
I'm really surprised in both those stories, neither one of y'all said that y'all got her for, public lewdness. I mean, that's how we always did it. So.
Well, yeah. No, I went PI on the one I had, so.
Well, I guess the PI is just a ticket, right? Is that how it was with y'all's? It's just a ticket, you write them?
Yeah,
so
instant.
It's easier.
Instant her for a few hours and then call it good. So, John, you ever worked an accident near a convenience store?
Oh man, yeah. Everybody remembers their rookie days, and going to make a difference, and all the ideology that goes with being a rookie. And here I am one day in San Marcos, and I see a truck actually rear-end Ford Thunderbird, and I pull up there and make contact with the truck driver that rear-ended the Thunderbird. And, "You okay, sir?" Yeah, I'm sorry, it's my fault. I wasn't paying attention. I said, "All right, I'll be back and just get your driver's license, insurance." And I go up to the single female that was in the Ford Thunderbird, and I just remember this so distinctly because it just really caught me off guard. But she's wearing a white blouse and a black and white skirt, and she's got blonde hair. And I said, "Ma'am, you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just kind of shaken up." And I said, "Okay, no, I understand. He's already admitted fault, so that's it's one less thing to worry about. Can I get your driver's license and insurance?" And when I ask her that, she turns and looks at me. Well, the right side of her temple is just covered in bright red, and I'm thinking, "Oh my goodness, she must have got knocked into the the rearview mirror, and it lacerated her hairline, and she's bleeding. She doesn't even know it." And I'm like, and so I'm doing all the rookie stuff. "Ma'am, don't move. Keep your head still. You're going to get an ambulance." And
sit down. Don't do anything.
Yeah, don't move. I'm about to throw a C-collar on her, and I don't even have one. And anyway, so she's like, "Officer." And I mean, I'm grabbing my radio, about to call for the ambulance. She goes, "It's my Slurpee." And she had just left the 7-Eleven, and she was taking her first sip when she got rear-ended, and it just threw the Slurpee on the side of her head, and it looked like a head wound. So,
oh my gosh.
Anyway.
At least she knew, she was at least tracking as to what you were thinking on there.
Yeah, but I felt pretty stupid. So anyway, was it the first? Was it the last?
No, yeah. Unfortunately, we make mistakes.
Oh, we've all had those.
Yeah, no, nobody's above a mistake here and there. So, Johnathan, made any mistakes yet?
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Any mistakes you want to share with us?
Well, in Northlake,
you can omit names.
It's real simple, but in Northlake, we had two apartment complexes right next to each other. We had Creekside and Dry Creek, and I forget what it was. Is just some simple
you said
call.
Creekside and Dry Creek. That's the names of them.
I didn't pick them.
That threw me off. I'm sorry. I was like,
yeah. Creekside and Dry Creek. They could have been more creative, but they decided not to be. But they gave us an address, and so I wasn't quite paying attention, and they gave us a cross street, and so the cross street kind of connects them. And so I ended up going to Creekside to this apartment. And I'm just banging on the door, trying to get somebody, to come to the door. And my other partners, they check on, and I'm like, "Huh, where y'all at? I can't find you guys." And then I went back, and I'm looking at my car, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'm the dumb one. I'm at the wrong apartment." And then. So I made it to the right apartment, which it was just, like a 30-second commute to get over there. And then, however, the lady ended up calling the sheriff's office. That's who the dispatches us. She called the sheriff's office and was wanting to know why I was banging on her door. So I had to call her and apologize. And hey, I went to the wrong address.
See, that sucks because there's no way to cover that one.
No. Yeah, you just got to own it.
Plus, you keyed up on the radio and asked them where they were at, right? Or they?
I asked them to confirm the address.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like,
so you're still stealthy at that point.
yeah. So yeah, so they confirmed it. So the way it sounded on the radio, I was like, man, they're dumb. Where are they at? And then I looked on my computer and I was like, oh, I'm the dumb one.
Oh man, it happens to everybody.
I hated apartments that,
But it happens. It's one of those deals.
Well, that's what makes officers humans.
it does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, John, you mentioned something about a DWI ID to me.
Yeah, when I was FTO, that's one thing I was impressed upon my trainees, that when you're doing a DWI report, they all have the basic elements of the DWI, but to make it unique, pick something that was unique to that stop, that incident. And it was actually one of my arrests, and this guy had stopped. He was very intoxicated, and I was asking him for his driver's license, and he's fumbling through his wallet, and he keeps handing me his laminated high school diploma. And I keep telling him, sir, that's not your driver's license, it's your diploma. And so again, he's just fumbling, and I finally see it as he's going through his wallet, and I pull it out. And then once again, he hands me the diploma, and I went, sir, that's your diploma. I have your driver's license now. And he just looked at me like I had just done the greatest magic trick ever. And that's exactly what I wrote in my narrative, that he was just dumbfounded and confused and amazed that somehow I had his driver's license like I had it before the traffic stop. So anyway,
Yeah.
we never went to trial on that one.
My question is, who carries their diploma around with them?
I don't know.
I mean,
He's proud.
I don't even know where mine's at.
I never got one. Oh wait. So yeah, first off, yeah, that's weird to carry a miniature version of your diploma around.
I'm hoping it was a miniature version.
It's all folded up. Yeah, carrying your diploma around with you. I mean, who knows? I mean, that's a milestone in your life. That's something to be proud of.
I did peak out in high school, so I guess. So,
well, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, to have the guy's ID and then be able to say, here it is. Yeah, that's a good magic trick, John.
I'm here to serve.
Let's welcome Daniel Cook from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration into the studio. How are you, Daniel?
I'm doing great, Steve. Thank you, brother.
Now, what are the most common causes of roof damage that you have seen?
Well, I mean, just honestly, in Texas, we take a lot of abuse on our homes. We have temperature swings from 110 to 0. We have large amounts of thunderstorms that come through our area with high winds, damaging hail, heavy rain. So it's just a combination of multiple things. And so our roofs here, they take a beating year round. And so you have to be very, aware of these items. And so anytime something out of the ordinary happens at your home, when I say that, meaning a heavy windstorm or a high hail, hail comes through and hits your house. Even huge thunderstorms we get those straight line winds that come through, those 70, 60 mile hour winds. But it goes back to what we've already talked about before on some of the other shows. Once a year, you need to have us come out and check out the roof. There's no big deal. We're going to take some pictures. We're going to see if there's something that stands out. And if there's not, we're going to say, great job. You're doing well. Let's see you next year, unless something happens in between those two times. But it really is in our area, the average life expectancy is 7.5 years on a roof in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So I know that a lot of people have newer homes and they may have their roof replaced in 2019, 2017. Those dates are coming around. So we got to be real cautious.
And you mentioned you should have your roof inspected annually. You guys offer a free roof inspection, right?
The roof inspections are complimentary, Steve. We're just trying to take care of our friends and make sure that their homes are staying safe. We don't want any huge surprises. It's complimentary. All we do is come out, We'll do you an honest assessment. If you don't need anything, great. If you need some small, ceilings or modifications on the shingles, we generally do those for complimentary. If you have something larger, then we'll let you know about it, and y'all need to make a decision on how y'all want to address those items.
Good deal. If you are in need of a new roof repair, remodeling, or restoration, give Daniel a call at Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration. The number's 833 Cook DFW. Again, that's 833 Cook DFW. The website, cookdfw.com. Be sure to ask them about their free first responder upgrade. And we're back to more Offbeat, the light side of law enforcement. We've got two guests joining us today. In studio, we've got Deputy Johnathan Hale, and joining us remotely from Killeen, Texas, we've got retired Officer John Luna.
Hey, folks.
So, if you have not already done so, check out our website, offbeatcopshow.com. Again, that's offbeatcopshow.com. Website, you can listen to all episodes as well as subscribe to the email list. Make sure that you check us out on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, as well as YouTube. But give us a like, hit subscribe, share, follow, all that good mess junk stuff. And if you're an officer and you've got a funny story to share with our listeners, then send us an email. That's offbeatcopshow@gmail.com. Again, offbeatcopshow@gmail.com. All right, guys, let's read the blotter.
Oh, let's do it.
Time for some blotter entries. And these are always fun. If this is your first time listening to us, the police blotter, notes from dispatch and from officers that are shared during their briefing with the next shift coming on. And again, we appreciate those publications out there that like to publicize some of these for us.
Absolutely.
So just some random ones I grabbed off the internet. Looks like this one. Police were called to Market Square for a report about a suspicious coin. Suspicious coin. How do you make a coin suspicious?
Have you ever seen a Sacagawea? They're weird, man.
I was thinking Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin, yes. Well, apparently the investigating officer reported it was a quarter. So I don't know how you make a coin.
They put that in the paper.
Yeah, it's in the paper.
It goes with the quarter hoard.
Let me see. Okay, at 8:29 p.m., police received a call from a Du Bois woman who said she smelled something funny in her room last night. She believed that it might be her husband.
Like dead or just his flatulence?
I don't know. Says she believed that it might be her husband that smelled bad. I don't write these things. I just read them.
Well, obviously whoever's writing them didn't think about it either.
Well, I'll be clear. It's easy call. There was a deputy that responded to a report of a vehicle stopping in mailboxes.
Not the post office, postmaster, or was it, or the postal worker?
We've actually gotten calls like that.
It was, in fact, a mailman.
Man, nothing's sacred anymore. Can't even do your job.
Yeah, no. Well, how many times I don't know if you guys work nights, and when I first started, I worked nights for my first 10 years, and it was always great because anybody new to the shift would always make a traffic stop on the guy throwing newspapers.
Oh yeah,
that poor newspaper guy.
Or we get calls. There's this car driving really, really slow through the neighborhood. Like you get out there and the guy's just junking papers.
Yeah, oh, wait a minute, I found one. We got a disorderly person, report of a disorderly person. The 1100 block of West Grand Avenue. Someone reported that a duck was in the parking lot drinking beer and yelling at people. What a quack.
I bet it was Affleck.
He's a drunk duck.
It didn't fit the bill.
How did he get to hear beer open is what I want to know.
There's obviously an accomplice involved here. Here's one. Says standard area, whatever that is. Says a woman on Serrano Road said 2 people were in her backyard cutting her marijuana plants.
Oh yeah, there you go. Was she upset because they were cutting them, or because it was marijuana?
Well, those are her plants. Don't mess with them. It sounds like a criminal mischief call to me. I mean, what else do we have? Had a woman walking through the parking lot of a big box store. Looks like it's I can't make out the name on this. This is a poor copy here. But anyway, she's walking through the parking lot of a big box store. She did a double take on the morning of July 13th, but wished she hadn't. Wish she hadn't taken a double take and actually confirmed what she had seen the first time, which she told a deputy inside the store that there was a man in a vehicle nude from the waist down that had adult porn on the dashboard of his vehicle. Anyways, apparently the deputy contacted him and said the man who had not committed an actual crime was told to beat it. All right, guys, that's what we got for today's show. Johnathan, John, thank you both for coming on. We appreciate you guys.
Thanks for having me.
And you know, always a pleasure, guys. Guys, keep it real, keep it funny, and until next time, stay safe and watch each other 6.